Starring Michael York as Ponce de Leon.
Oh, no. I can honestly say you don't look a day over 39.
39?
Steve Guttenberg as Pecos Bill.
Howdy, boys!
And some of the biggest stars in Hollywood as they bring to life some of the biggest characters ever to hit home video in Shelley Duvall's American Tall Tales and Legends.
We had some good times on this hateful old place.
Well, we'll just have to try it then.
See all your favorites like Danny Glover as John Henry.
The greatest steel driver of them all, boy.
Ed Begley Jr. as Ichabod Crane in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Did I mention that he was missing his head?
Shelley Duvall herself as Darling Clementine. And many, many more. It's one star-studded story after another.
Let the games begin!
So tell all your friends. And run, don't walk, because the stars await at every turn. Collect all 9 episodes of Shelley Duvall's American Tall Tales and Legends. Now available on home video from Lyrick Studios.
Please stay tuned following this presentation for previews of other Lyrick Studios home videos.
Manual labor. You know, men and women working with their hands built this country. They built homes and towns and railroads connecting them all across this nation. And when their working day was done, they'd gather and sing songs and tell stories about a working man's hero of legendary strength and kindness. He was a natural-born man, a bigger-than-life character who could swing this hammer with ease. Like this. Yep. There's only one man who could swing this hammer. John Henry.
John Henry, he could hammer, he could whistle, and he could sing. He went to the mountain early in the morning just to hear his hammer ring, Lord, Lord. Just to hear his hammer ring.
John Henry, a natural-born man. Wow, wow. Quinn, did you see that? Did you?
No. But I don't doubt that it happened.
Lightning bolts, shaped like steel hammers, flash over the grave out there.
I tell you, Edward, with John Henry, anything's possible. The greatest steel driver of them all, boy.
I've heard Grandpa talk about him.
And talk about him he should. He was as big as a mountain. Had arms as big as oak trees. Could pick a whole field of cotton in one day. Had a voice like the angels themselves. We was born on the same plantation. My folks, indentured servants from Ireland, and his was slaves, but we was friends just the same. The night John Henry was born, lightning bolts shaped like 9-pound steels filled the sky. Thunder that sounded like laughter filled the night air. By the time John Henry was 12 years old, he could split rails with full-grown men. He won rail-splitting contests every Sunday, and I won many a hard-earned 2 bits betting on his rail-splitting abilities. He was the best, no doubt. It was 1867, and all the slaves in Tennessee were free. With his parents being dead and no work for freemen to do, there was no need for John to stay in Tennessee.
Quinn wants to travel with me to West Virginia, Captain Johnson.
I know my family still owes you $100 in our indenture, sir.
It cost me a pretty penny to bring your mom and daddy from Ireland, and I intend to get every red cent that you owe me.
I'll send the money back to you, sir.
When the debt's settled, there you can go. Until then, you're still indentured servants.
We ain't never gonna be able to pay off that money. Been over 20 years, and it keeps going up because we keep having to borrow more from the captain.
I'll send you what I can, Quinn. I'm gonna miss you.
We had some good times on this hateful old place.
Yeah, but I'm sure glad I'm leaving.
Word was the C&O Railroad was building Big Bend Tunnel over in West Virginia. Now, a man could earn $1 a day and a place to sleep. John Henry struck out for West Virginia. He stopped along the way, taking odd jobs wherever he could, and keeping his word about sending back money to get me off of old Captain Johnson's place.
Do you mean John Henry walked all the way from North Carolina to Tennessee to West Virginia?
He walked all the way to the C&O work camp, right to this spot.
Ma'am, yes. Ma'am, John Henry's my name. I hope you don't mind, but
it's not a language, at least not in these parts.
You're the prettiest woman I ever seen in my life.
Well, tell that to my boyfriend. He ought to be out here in a minute now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were spoken for.
You didn't ask.
Looky, Miss Polly. This is the kind of bonus money you get when you're the best steel driver in West Virginia. This weekend, we's gonna... What you gazing at, boy?
Well, I just...
He got eyes for me, Spike.
You got eyes for her? You got eyes for her? Look how raggedy you is, boy. You know, to get a woman like that, you got to look like me. It ain't no way you gonna ever look like me.
You handsome, Spike.
Yeah, honey, I know. Look here, boy. Boy, I bet you can't even read and write, can you?
Well, I can't read, but I'm going to...
Raggedy and dumb. That's a good combination, boy. That's a real good combination. Miss Polly?
Never gonna laugh at me again. Never.
Not hiring.
Well, sir, I thought you might...
You thought wrong. I got more men now than I can use.
Mister, I just seen the woman I plan to marry. If I'm to be courting her properly, I'll be needing a job to buy a suit. You're my only hope. So when do I start work?
Go around the steel drivers, fella. They'll mistake you for a mountain. First thing you know, you'll have a hole running through your chest.
It wouldn't hurt me none.
You ever worked with dynamite before?
No, sir.
Goodbye.
I work for free. If I can't do the job, then you don't have to pay me. I sure like Miss Polly.
Miss Polly? Polly Ann's Spike Wade's girlfriend. Spike Wade's the best steel driver and ladies' man in 10 states. You hadn't even got shoes on. What's your name?
John Henry, sir.
Go on home, John Henry.
Let's have a contest. Me driving steel against Spike Wade. I'll beat him. I'll only use one hand.
You what?
I can drive more steel with one hand than he can drive with two. If I win out, I get a job building Big Ben. If I don't, well...
I like your style, John Smith.
Henry, sir.
All right, Tuesday morning, bright and early. You can stay in the workman's quarters till then, down the street to the right. Take any empty bed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll drive holes in that mountain the size of pickle barrels.
Something tells me you will, fella. Something tells me you will. Fella says he wants to challenge you to a steel driving contest, Spike.
Ain't no way no greenhorn farmer gonna beat me driving steel, Mr. Jenkins.
Oh, I know that, Spike. But we need a little excitement around here. Men need something to laugh at. If after it's over, I'll give him a couple of dollars. We'll have some fun. He'll be on his way.
Yeah. Give me a chance to pick up a couple extra dollars, huh? Anybody crazy enough to bet against me?
Crazy's right.
What time's lunch? I think it's 9 again.
Good morning, Miss Polly. I was told you was here to the cafeteria here.
Lunch is not served for another hour.
Yes, sir, I know. I figured I'd spend that hour just looking at you.
Watch him, Polly. He looks crazy. Very crazy.
Crazy about Miss Polly here. I'm gonna beat your boyfriend Spike in a steel driving contest on Tuesday. Mr. Jenkins says I was to have free room and board till then.
I know. He told me.
Well, ma'am, I'll start boarding if you don't mind. As you can see, I'm highly mannered, Miss Polly.
Well, what would you like?
Some of everything you got, ma'am.
Edna? Uh-huh. Food for Mr. Henry.
Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Well, there's 6 apple pies left. Don't forget those.
Oh, no, ma'am. Maybe after lunch.
Girl, that man loves you. He wants to get your attention real bad. Hush, girl. He just ate 7 chickens to prove it.
I didn't know it, but I arrived in the C&O work camp about the same time John Henry did. Yes, I am small of stature, but I can lift twice my weight.
What's that, 50 pounds?
Mr. Jenkins, I have been traveling for weeks looking for a friend of mine. Now, I'm down to my last $3. My father was a blacksmith. I know the trade. I could be a great help.
I don't have a job for you. Out!
Hey, Glenn!
John Henry!
Glenn!
Thanks for sending back the money. We are free from old cabin for life.
Hey, guess what? I found the girl I'm gonna marry.
You what? What are you talking about?
Everything will be all right come Tuesday.
The morning of the big contest between John and Spike, everyone was let off work. They brought in the biggest rock I'd ever seen. I remember myself thinking that even a man like John Henry couldn't drive a rod of steel through a rock like that.
That runt your shaker.
What runt?
No, I'm gonna be a shaker.
Jim, don't you gonna get in trouble.
Jim Wallace is the name. This is my big mouth wife, Edna.
Thank you kindly, Jim.
All right, let's start the contest. The winner gets...
Hold on. Let's make this interesting. Like, let's bet some money.
Quinn, you crazy? We ain't got 1 great cent.
They don't know that. I tell you what. I'm betting each one who takes me on a straight $3 apiece that John Henry wins. Now, who's taking me on? Now you're talking my language.
All right, men. Let's drive steel. Contest begins on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Swap that steel on down, boys. Let's swap that steel on down, Lord. Let's swap that steel on down. I said, let's swap that steel on down. Get that job ready, Mr. Jenkins. I'm swinging free and easy now. Free and easy. I sure feel sorry for that rock. Let's walk that steel on down, Lord. Let's walk that steel on down. Let's walk that steel on down, Lord. Let's walk that steel on down, Lord. Keep driving that steel, Mr. Spike. Keep driving that steel. Hey, what's the matter, boy? Hey, you look a little peaked. I'm talking too much now, huh? Look at me, boy. Ain't ever worked up a sweat. Whop that steel on down, boy. Hey, whop that steel on down.
Contest is over.
My buddy John Henry can outrun the fastest horse this side of the Ohio River. Who else to bet me?
Thank you, Jim. I couldn't have done it without you.
You could have done it. You drive more steel than 10 men. You're the best I ever seen in all my life.
Oh, shucks.
I'll be your friend, buddy.
Yeah.
Now, you got the job, John Smith.
Henry, sir.
Right, Henry. Report to your crew chief tomorrow morning. The best I've ever seen. John Henry.
One thing before you go, sir. My buddy Quinn need a job. If you hire me, you gotta hire him.
What do you say to that, Mr. Jenkins?
All right. Report for kitchen duty. Polly Ann's your boss.
Oh, no.
Oh, she's all right, Quinn. I'll make sure she go easy on you.
All right, everybody, back to work. The fun's over. Come on, back to work.
This mountain's big enough for 2 champions, Spike. I ain't never seen nothing like you in my life. And I ain't seen all the best. Shucks. I ain't nothing but a natural-born man. Nothing more, nothing less.
Ring, big hammer, ring.
Ring, big hammer, ring.
Sing, hammer, sing.
Sing, hammer, sing.
Bring, big hammer, bring.
Bring, big hammer, bring.
Bring this mountain on down.
Bring this mountain on down.
It Work output's more than doubled since John Henry joined the crew. How do we replace a man like that?
Ring, big hammer, ring.
Ring, big hammer, ring.
She ain't ever mentioned my name.
No, not a word. The only thing that's on her mind is, we got a crew to feed. Let's move it.
Hard worker and pretty to boot. I like that. You ever seen Spike sniffing around?
No. I ain't seen him if he did come around. You took some of the vinegar out of Spike on that mountain.
I'd do anything with my hands. I could bend a rainbow if I had to. Now, how come I can't get to that woman's little heartstring?
Hey, buddy.
Jim.
You boys look like you lost your best friend.
Pining.
Pining for who?
Polly Ann.
If it'll help you any, my Edna told me that Miss Polly Ann thinks you're a pretty fair-looking farmer boy. What do you think of that?
She said that. Hey, she said that. She said that. Choke me to death, fool. Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. I'm sorry. Maybe. Just maybe. She's falling for my charm.
You'll be dead and buried before Miss Polly Ann come around, son. She's a hard one.
That's it. I got a plan. Now, you two gotta help me.
Move aside. We got a sick man here. Where's Miss Polly Ann? Miss Polly Ann?
Huh? Oh, John! Oh, please don't be... What happened?
Well, ma'am,
Get the doctor over here. Oh, y'all put him on the table there, and somebody get me some cold water from the kitchen. Excuse me. Oh, John. John, please be all right. I'm sorry I treated you so mean. Please be all right. What happened? What could it be?
Well,
food poisoning.
Food poisoning?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Before he passed out, he said that he was food poisoned.
Been complaining about it all day, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, that's right. All day long up in the mountain, he was complaining about how the breakfast meal food poisoned his body.
How would you know that, Quinn? You wasn't up on the mountain. You have been here washing dishes all day long.
You heard it from me, ma'am.
That's right.
You're lying, Jim Wallace.
Get up. Get up from there, John Henry. Ooh, this is the lowest. This is the worst thing you ever... Get up. Just get up.
Where am I? Where am I? Polly, it's dark in here.
Not as dark as it's gonna get. John Henry, why you do all these things to get my attention? Tell me that.
I don't know what else to do. I ordered a new suit, but it won't be in for another week.
You start fights. You try to knock down every mountain from here to Kentucky. I don't care how strong you is. That's not what I want.
Well, what do you want?
Some flowers.
For you. I cut them with my own two hands. I moved these mountains for you if you told me to. I'd reach up and grab the moon and lay it on your doorsteps if you told me to. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you.
Thank you, John.
I'll meet you when you knock off from work tonight. Walk you home. Can I do that?
That'd be just fine. I'd like that.
At last. Thank God.
Well, you made quite a reputation for yourself.
Folks think what they want about you, whether it's true or not. And the truth is, I ain't nothing but a natural-born man. Nothing more, nothing less. I hear all those stories, and I just want to laugh. You know, all I ever wanted was to have enough money to buy me a silk top hat and to catch a boat to Paris, France. You heard about Paris, France?
Yes.
Well, I mean, maybe you and me, we can...
Oh, now just slow down now. Just stop rushing and slow down. We got time. We got plenty of time.
You saying we courting?
I'm saying we courting.
Yahoo! Yahoo! Yahoo!
I've been looking for you, John Henry.
I made my choice, Spike.
Oh, you did that the first day you laid eyes on John. Oh, 2 of my little girlfriends. I'm taking them with me. Come, my little darling.
How long you known them?
Oh, over a year now. You see, I've always been a bit too much for one woman. Well, my sweeties, it's time we did some traveling. Ladies' man, the best in the land. And don't you ever forget that, boy. You see, I got no time for romance. Slows you down.
And this word is?
Ever.
Right. Ever what?
Evermore. Evermore.
Very good.
I gotta pull off this devilish tie, Polly, and it's choking me to death.
John Henry, you promised me you'd dress up on Sunday.
Now, I didn't say every dad burn Sunday. I want you to be my wife. I made my offer. What say you?
I say I accept your offer.
You what?
Accept!
I got a nice little cabin picked out for us out near Hogan's Hollow. Won't be too far to walk until we can afford a horse and buggy.
We'll get a horse and buggy after we come back from Paris, France.
I love you, wife.
I love you, husband.
John Henry finally had his Polly Ann. Life never seemed so good as it did in those days. And I remember feeling somehow it never would again.
Let's walk that still on down, boys. Let's walk that still on down. Let your hammers ring, boys. Let your hammers ring. Spitting fire like mine, Lord. Spitting fire like mine. Let's walk that still on down.
Rock slide! Rock slide! We got a man caught in the rock slide!
Rock slide! Come on, come on, rock slide!
No, sir. The working conditions on Big Ben ain't safe. They shouldn't have been blasting near that loose rock that fell on Jim Wallace. Somebody should check for loose rock. From now on, that's what we want. A report before we start blasting. We've been asking you to do that for weeks.
That costs money. And our expenses are way out of line as it is now. Now, I am not going to spend the company's money and slow down work to have rock inspected.
We talking about men's lives.
And cost overruns and additional expenses.
Sir, this mountain too high to run a train over it. So we blasting a hole through the mountain. Suppose we don't want to keep blasting through that mountain. How much would that cost you?
I will find a way to get my railroad to the other side of that mountain. If I have to dig rock with my bare hands. Now, you don't threaten me.
I'll inspect the rock myself. That way it won't cost you more money. Seeing as how our lives ain't worth it.
John Henry!
One day, progress is going to catch up with us. Good foreman will be hard to find.
What you saying, sir?
I'm saying kick in with me before it's too late. Tide's changing fast, John.
No tide can knock me down.
Hope you're right.
I want Jim to keep getting his weekly wages.
Jim's in a wheelchair. I can't pay a man that can't work.
I'll drive my share and his share too. I'll double my drilling.
That's not humanly possible. You already drill more than 3 men.
Then let's make it 4 men. Thank you, son.
When the working day was done, John Henry just kept on working into the night, putting in extra hours so's poor Jim Wallace could keep getting paid. John would never weary, never stop till he'd done more work in a day than most men do in 30 days. Sometimes I'd help him, though it was a bit difficult keeping up.
Hey, Jim. You just heading over to your place.
Well, I just thought I'd come over and sit with the folks on the porch for a while. It gets awfully lonesome sitting around this contraption all day by yourself.
Here's your weekly wages.
Here's a couple extra for the doctor.
You boys know I ain't gonna never be able to repay you. What you doing?
You just get well, you old mountain goat. That'll be payment enough.
John Henry said to his shaker, "Shaker, why don't you pray? 'Cause if I miss this little piece of steel."
You know, John, they wrote a new work song about you. Tell me they're singing it all over Pennsylvania and Maryland. You know, you're getting to be a legend, John.
Tomorrow be your burying day.
I ain't nothing but a
Oh,
working man like you.
said to John Henry,
People ought to have better to do with their time.
"Boy,
No matter how many stories they tell about me or how many songs they sing,
horse a jack,
a man can't never be nothing but a man. Nothing less, nothing more.
John Henry said to his shaker, "Shaker, why don't you sing? Throwing this 9 pounds from my hips on down. Listen to that cold steel ring, Lord, Lord. Listen to that cold steel ring."
The steam drill will be delivered within the next few months. After that, things are going to change. The men are going to rebel. Be prepared for that. A lot of jobs will be lost. Tempers are going to run hot. There might even be trouble, so be prepared. The steam drill is the future, gentlemen. I plan to own my own railroad in the next few years, so I'm for anything that'll speed up drilling through rock and save the railroads money. That's my position, gentlemen. Good day.
They've been driving steel all day. Now it's time for them to play. Driving steel on CNO. Watch them children go, go, go.
This is a steam drill. I wanted to introduce it to you while I had you all together. This machine can do the work of 10 men. It cuts costs and saves time. This machine will be replacing you men on the mountain.
You saying you're taking our jobs away?
That's what I'm saying. But I'll discuss it with you privately, John Henry.
Whatever you got to say to me, you can say it in front of everybody.
I'm glad. I'm glad that thing has taken your jobs away from you. That mountain ain't fit for men to work on.
You ought to hush up, Edna.
Look what it did to my husband. Cripple for life. Maybe now you women won't have to pray day and night that your husband will come home safe from a hard day's work. You won't have to stay up half the night cause his back hurts or his muscles is sore. I'm glad that thing over there come. I'm glad.
You saying that thing can drive more steel and break more rock than a man?
More than 10 men. All right, take it away, boys.
Can't drive more steel than me.
What?
How can I drive it?
John Henry, you're good. You're more than good. But that's a machine. A machine don't get tired. You're no match for that beauty. We're coming up to the mountain. We're going to have to drill through solid rock, not just lay track along the flat ground. The machine will take over now. No crew of men can outdrill that beauty. That is the future.
Then let's have a contest.
Oh, John, just leave him be, please.
Hey, it's all right, honey. It's all right. I know what I'm doing.
You want to challenge the steam drill to a contest?
10 hours. The one who can drive more steel in 10 hours is the winner. If I win, the men keep their jobs. If the steam drill win, well, what do you say?
It's a deal. Tomorrow morning, first light.
John, I'm glad I caught up with you. I've been taking bets. I figure that after you beat that steel monster, we'll have exactly $132 saved up in the kitty. Now, after 2 more years of working here, we can retire. I'll find me a wife and then raise some youngins, just like you're gonna do.
Some of the men bet against me.
Yeah, they did.
They're gonna lose.
Yeah. Nothing can beat us, John Henry. Right? Nothing? Nothing.
You don't scare me, you oversized hunk of tin can. This is my mountain. I'm the steel driving champ who's gonna lead the work crew through that mountain yonder. You think you're just gonna walk in here in this camp and just huff and puff and take our jobs away? No, sir. That won't happen, because I'm gonna drive you into the ground. This dirt you're sitting on, the rivers, the mountains, the sky belong to us, the working people. And no machine the likes of you are gonna take that away from us. Look at you. Can't you even talk back? What dreams you got? What family to feed? You run on coal and wood, not a drop of blood in your veins. I'm a man that's not going to be replaced by no machine. Your time on this earth is short.
Evening.
Evening.
Didn't talk back to you, did he?
Machines aren't smart. Sorry you wasted your money on something that worthless.
You know, I've built railroads all over this country. I never met a man like you. Nothing stops you, does it?
Only two things. Death and Polly Ann.
Your job is secure. I'm not going to lay you off. You don't have to fight that machine. As a matter of fact, I'll give you $50 if you'll call the contest off. $50 and a permanent job. Think about yourself for a change, John Henry.
Every time I think about women and children depending on men folks, I'm thinking about myself. I can't separate myself from them, Mr. Jenkins. If that machine don't lose, every working man in this country is done for. And one day, there won't be no more 9-pound steels. Now, won't that be pitiful, Mr. Jenkins?
Pitiful indeed, John Henry.
That machine gonna have to run over my dead body before I give that up.
When this clock strikes 10 hours, the contest will be over. If it gets to 10 hours. Personally, I don't believe it's humanly possible.
Figured on starting without me, boy. Step aside and let a ladies' man come through. You see, I was a champion shaker before I was a champion driver. You get ready to make history, boy. Now, you didn't think I was going to let you do it without me, now, did you? Would you lovely rose blossoms please wait over there? And I'll break the arms of the first man that touched one of my girlfriends. Now, let me and the big fella get to work.
Look out, steam drill. You in trouble now.
Let her rip, boys. The contest has begun.
What's the matter with you, machine? You're getting sick on Mr. Jenkins? Look at me. I'm swinging like a natural man. Let's whop it on down, boys. Let's whop it on down, boys. Let's whop it on down. Spitting fire like mine, Lord. Spitting fire like mine, Lord. John Henry ain't no ways tied, 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 Lord. Hold that steel drill steady, boy. Shake that steel on down. Let's shake that steel on down. Ring, big hammer, ring. Sing, big hammer, sing. Bring this mountain down. Bring this mountain down.
That's it. Contest is over. You say you're nothing but a man, but no mortal human can do what you've just done. Take a measurement.
I'll do it.
I'm tired, honey. Real tired.
Just a little. It's all right.
Steam drill. 9 feet.
That's more than a man can drill in 3 days, John.
John Henry. $15 feet!
You won this time. You did it. Not these other men. They can't do what you can do, John Henry. They're not you. The machines will win. They're coming. They'll beat you in the end.
That may be true, Mr. Jenkins. But they didn't win today. No, sir. The machine didn't win today.
That was a glorious day for the steel drivers. We had beat the machine. And John Henry's laughter blowed a hole in the side of that mountain. And that hole is now called the Big Bend Tunnel. Yes, sir, Master Edward. That's the truth. John Henry wore out over 50 hammers that day. Master Edward, he hit the rock of that mountain so hard that the mountain began to cry. And the mountain's tears became a waterfall. The prettiest, powerfulest waterfall you ever seen. Yes, sir. That's the truth. Ask anybody.
All those stories about John Henry, aren't they all true?
They're true if you believe them, son. He was a lot of things to a lot of people, and a fine friend he was to me. But if you were to ask John that question, he'd just smile and say, "Shucks, boy, I ain't nothing but a natural-born man. No more, no less."
What happened to him? Did he die?
Die? You can't kill off a man like John Henry. Why, he's probably out there right now, driving more steel than 20 men, 50 men. Ask anybody. Just ask them.
Well, every Monday morning, when the bluebirds begin to sing, you can see John Henry out on the line. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring, Lord, Lord. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring, Lord, Lord. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring.
When John Henry was a little baby, sitting on his papa's knee, he picked up a hammer and a little piece of steel. Hammer's gonna be the death of me, my Lord. Hammer's gonna be the death of me. John Henry said to his captain, "A man ain't nothing but a man. And before I let that sting to beat me down, I'll die with the hammer in my hand. I'll die with the hammer in my hand." They took John Henry to the graveyard, and they buried him in the sand. And every locomotive comes a-roaring by, saying, "There lies a still driving man, my Lord. There lies a still driving man." John Henry.
Heard any good stories lately? You know, stories with big heroes and even larger-than-life characters. Well, look no further than the good old US of A, home of Shelley Duvall's American Tall Tales and Legends. Join an all-star cast for this one-of-a-kind 9-video series celebrating some of America's biggest and brightest heroes. You'll be hungry for more when you witness the tale of Johnny Appleseed. Then brave the wild frontier with one cool mountaineer, Davy Crockett.
Let's go hunt.
Or saddle up for some rootin' tootin' shootin' with
Ladies and gentlemen, that fearless sharpshooter is Penny Ugly!
And you're in for a grand slam good time with Casey at the Bat. It's video after video of good, old-fashioned, all-American fun. Don't miss Shelley Duvall's American Tall Tales and Legends, now on home video from Lyrick Studios. Not too far away, there's a place called Rhineland, home to some pretty interesting characters.
I'm Little Bo Peep and I've lost my sheep and I don't know where to find them.
It's a place where Mother Goose rules the roost and classic fairy tales come to life like never before.
Hi, Humpty. Long time no see.
So come along as we travel to Rhineland in a magical musical video adventure from Shelley Duvall. Mother Goose, rock and rhyme. When Mother Goose winds up missing,
You've got to save me!
it's up to Little Bo Peep and friends to find her before all the stories in Rhineland disappear.
It's a very woolly emergency.
Join in on the search with Little Miss Muffet,
Can I fluff your tuffet?
Jack and Jill,
Unfortunately, there are a couple of klutzes.
and many, many more. Don't miss all your favorite stars, starring as all your favorite fairy tale friends. Get ready for music and mayhem, brought to you by the one and only Shelley Duvall.
Great!
Don't miss Shelley Duvall's Mother Goose Rock and Rhyme, now available on home video from Lyrick Studios. Not so far away, there's a wonderful wetland where nature comes alive like never before.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy!
It's a magical place full of laughs, songs, and lots of friends.
I am Hegdish, explorer extraordinaire.
Welcome to Groundling Marsh, home to some of Mother Nature's most delightfully unusual characters. Join Galileo and Maggie, Echo and Crystal, Mudslinger and Hegdish,
Did somebody mention my name?
and Stax as they share an adventure after adventure and learn many valuable lessons.
How do you feel about sharing Marigo Pop with Maggie?
Get ready for plenty of laughs and a whole lot of fun when you come on down to Groundling Marsh, living proof that Mother Nature has a sense of humor. Don't miss Groundling Marsh, now on public television.
Have you ever seen anything like that in your life?
Check your local listings or call your public television station for the viewing time in your area and watch for Groundling Marsh on home video from Lyrick Studios.
Groundling Marsh.
The Wild West. It bred a special kind of man. From that land came a hero never seen before.
Hello!
Join Wishbone, a little dog with a big imagination, as he proves some of the best cowboys have more than two legs and can carry a pretty good tune. But heroes weren't just in the Wild West.
Does Wanda Gilmore rightfully own the Oakdale Chronicle?
I wish we could do something.
Maybe we need to do a little investigating of our own.
Join Wishbone for action, adventure,
I don't have a gun.
and food, and more food in his first feature-length presentation, Wishbone's Dog Days of the West.